Say again, please.
Houston, we have a problem.
This.
Give me all you got!
Listen,
Give me all you got!
swear me and my brother.
I can tell you I don't have money, but what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
Right now! I want to talk! You kill him! You kill yourself, you motherfucker! Give me back my son! Help! I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Stand and Watch, the best and only dad movie podcast. Where I'm not sure where to look anymore because we do this on video. Yeah,
Yeah, just look right into the camera the whole time.
yeah. I don't know.
Don't break eye. Look straight into the camera.
Yeah, I don't know. We're on. We're in a video call. I don't know if I look at your little box in the video call, if I look at the camera. The people listening to this don't give a shit.
No, they don't. They're just like keep talking, keep going. And we're not in a video call. We're live from Studio 6, wherever that is.
Yeah, well, we're both in Studio 6, but we're in different rooms.
We're in different rooms. It's because getting two mics into the same room, it just doesn't work for us. We don't have the technology. I don't think
Yeah.
science has the technology, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
We also can't stand each other. We can't be in the same room. It would be a bloodbath.
We fucking hate each other. We have never met in person, for those wondering. By the way, I'm Nick.
And I'm Matt. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Standies. No, we hate each other, and we've swore if we ever met each other, one of us would have to kill the other. It's going to happen.
Yeah, whoever sees the
Going-
other first, it's over. It's over for, that other person.
I honestly might just like go to stab you, but then before I stab you, I turn the knife on myself, and you'd be like, no, and you go to grab the knife, and then that you look up, and I'm smirking because now you've been framed for my murder, and now you have to go on the run.
The joke's on you because I don't care about being framed for your murder. I was going to broadcast it live.
Oh, okay. Well, then you know what? Never mind. Plot foiled. I'm sorry. This is an unfunny bit. I just spent the last 12 minutes watching some of the most unfunniest people be unfunny and think they were funny.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, folks. Sorry. We'll try harder. I'm also a little down. Soup was a local ferret here in St. Louis. Died. Soup is dead. So rest in peace to Soup.
R.I.P.
Shout
Soup.
out to everyone. Shout out to everyone in the St. Louis subreddit. Soup, we only knew you for a few minutes based off the post that we read, but your story tugged at our heartstrings, and we're sorry to see what happened to you. And
It's
we
a
just
sad
hope that
day.
wherever you are, you're in a better place.
It's a sad day when there's no soup for you.
I knew you were going to make it inappropriate. This was a respectful eulogy for Soup the ferret, and you've made it not that. Also, this is, if you're listening to this the day that it comes out, this is my birthday. That's right. I'm old, getting older, and I'm having an what's it called? An existence crisis? What's the
Existential
word?
crisis?
Yes, that's what it is. I'm old. I don't want to say the age. I told Matt off show what the age was.
You don't look a
it starts
day.
with a
You don't look a day over 46.
I'll just say my age starts with a 3 and ends with a 4. Put the numbers together there. You'll do the math. You'll figure it out. But yeah, man, I'm getting old, and I'm getting cranky. I guess you could say that I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore.
That was smooth. That was pretty smooth. It
It was a good transition. Look, I had
was
to
good.
make up for the bad bit
was good.
of stabbing myself.
I'm proud
and
of
then
you.
turning it on you.
I'm proud of you,
I-
son. You're
That's
older
right.
than
Today's movie
You're older than me, but I'm proud of you, son.
is Network. It's a classic. It's a bummer. It's a classic bummer.
Is it a bummer? It's pretty funny.
It's funny, but also you'll watch it, and this movie it's 50 years old as of this year, and it's a fucking bummer.
It's not a bummer in that the same way like The Wrestler or Children of Men or what some third bummer movie we watched is a bummer. Because those
Train
are
Dreams.
Train Dreams. Because those movies are bummers because they're sad movies.
this movie's a bummer because reality is pretty fucking close to what this movie was going on about 50 years ago.
This movie could be made today and people would be like, "Oh, yeah. Yep."
This movie would be a mini series today, and it would be about Howard on his first day of work.
He wouldn't he wouldn't do his mad as hell speech until the 8th episode.
If they made this movie today, Howard would be new to the newsroom. No, actually, he wouldn't even get hired. He would go in for an interview. He'd go in on the day that all the senior reporters are fired, and they're like, "Hey, man, you don't take this job. If you take this job, you're basically a scab." And he takes it, and all those other guys go and start Substack.
You couldn't make this movie today because they would just have a Substack.
Yeah, and Barry Weiss would be his boss.
So the plot would still be the same in that he would want to kill himself.
And Erica, is it Erica Kirk? Erica Kirk would be there for some reason. They'd put her in the movie.
I almost turned my letterbox review for this. I almost made it a Charlie Kirk joke.
What would it have been? Let's hear it. It could be your dad joke.
It would have been it's been hours now, but it would have been something along the lines of I wonder where Howard Beale ended up in the gun debate. Or like I wonder what Howard Beale thought of I wonder what Howard Beale thought of, gang violence.
Yeah. His last words were on gang
Yeah,
violence.
something like that. Yeah, and I thought about it for a while, and I thought, no, I won't.
Look, the Kirk memes are everywhere. I think enough time has passed that you can make a joke. Look, last episode I was super nervous about all the Nick Reiner jokes or Nick Reiner references that were joke-ish. That I was like,
They were mostly. I feel like they were mostly Conan jokes at a certain point.
They were mostly Conan jokes, but there was part of me that was like, like, is someone going to be mad about this? And then after a while, I was like, I don't care.
I got a question for you. How is the Nick subreddit handling this news?
The Nick subreddit is not crazy about Nick Reiner. We are not big fans of Nick Reiner. Surprise, surprise.
But is there big discussion in the subreddit about, oh my God, look, he's ruining it for the rest of us?
So like a week after he stabbed his parents to death, allegedly, allegedly, I made a post on r/Nick and said, "Hey Nicks, how are we doing?" And there were a few of them that brought it up. They're like, "Well, I was good, but it's kind of bummer to share a name with this asshole." And I was like, "Yeah, I agree." And it was actually a pretty wholesome little subreddit or sub post where we were just like cheering each other on through like holiday depression and Nick Reiner stabbing his parents, allegedly.
Yeah. Maybe we should all go to the Nick subreddit, even if your name's not Nick.
A good place. We could use a little more positivity. I think that's going to be my new social media is just r/Nick. That
I think everybody should go to the r/bald subreddit.
Oh, you're okay. You're recommending it in public. All right, let's not ruin this. Let's not ruin it for the baldies.
Okay, I'll cut this out of the show. It'll just be a random cut.
No, just keep it there. Just keep it.
It'll be
Is baldy a slur to balds?
I don't know.
You should ask.
I should ask. I'll ask my dad.
You should ask if baldy is a slur, and then ask if bald is a slur. Because I feel like, here comes some balds. Like I feel like I'm saying a slur when I call people bald.
Funny you mentioned that because so I may have mentioned this on the podcast before, probably when we talked about the wrestling. I'm a wrestling fan. I watch wrestling, and there's quite a few bald wrestlers. And what happens a lot of the time is, so if the wrestler is a bad guy, the crowd will chant bald at them, and it's derogatory. Right? They'll chant bald, 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 right? As an insult.
Wow.
But if the wrestler who's bald is a good guy, they will chant bald as a positive.
We need to get down to the bottom of this. It
Right?
sounds like bald is kind of on the same stance. It's it's kind of got like the same reputation as some other slurs that have been used positively.
Think of it like this, right? Jason Statham, bald, good. Stephen Miller, bald, bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a word of empowerment and a word to
Yes.
break down.
Yeah, right?
This is sticky. I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah.
I feel like I shouldn't say it anymore then.
You can refer to someone as a bald, as a Jason Statham or like a Bruce Willis type bald, and that's a positive connotation. You're a bald. Or, you're a Stephen Miller bald. That's no good.
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable at all. Oh,
You know?
look at here comes that bald motherfucker.
You know who's a good bald? Robert Duvall.
He is a good bald. Let's bring it back to the movie of the
Network.
hour, The Network.
Let's
It's just Network, not the. Drop the.
Yeah, it's cleaner. Let's bring up our dad approved letterbox reviews, and I have mine. And if you're watching the video version of this and you're just like, why is he looking at his crotch? I'm looking at my phone.
I've got mine right here. Or if you want to go first, you do.
Yeah.
You do you.
I have a review here from Tenton Quarantino, who gave this 4.5 stars and heart and wrote, probably my favorite documentary.
It's spot on. Spot on. My review comes from Brandon O'Hare, who gave it 4.5 stars and has said things are much better now. He's right.
They say you can't tell sarcasm from text, but I felt that.
I felt that. Let me read this Wikipedia description over just the first few paragraphs here. And Network is a 1976 American satirical comedy drama film directed by Sidney Lumet and written by Patty Chayefsky. It depicts a television network struggling with poor ratings until the nightly live broadcast of its longtime news anchor Howard Beale inadvertently showcases his breakdown into increasingly psychotic behavior, which makes his show a surprise hit. Alongside Finch in its final role, the film stars Faye Dunaway, William Holden, Robert Duvall, Wesley Addy, Ned Beatty, and Beatrice Straight. Produced by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer and released by the United Artists on November 27, 1976. Happy 50th birthday, by the way, this year. Network was a commercial success, earning $23.7 million on a $3.8 million production budget. Wow, look at that budget. Network received widespread critical acclaim with particular praise for its screenplay and performances. At the 49th Academy Awards, it received 10 nominations, including Best Picture, and won 4. Best Actor for Finch, posthumously. Best Actress for Dunaway. Best Supporting Actress for Straight. And Best Original Screenplay for Chayefsky. 2000 Network was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress as being culturally and historically and aesthetically significant. 2002, it was inducted into the Producers Guild of America Hall of Fame as a film that has set an enduring standard for American entertainment. No irony in that fucking sentence. It's completely lost. In 2005, the Writers Guild of America voted Chayefsky's screenplay one of the 10 greatest in history. 2007, the film was 64th among the 100th greatest American films as chosen by American Film Institute. Jesus Christ. What a picture.
Yeah,
What a fucking picture.
This is a movie that you call a picture.
This is a picture. I'll have you know, I watched this on my phone at the gym, and there are TVs in my gym. And so I watched this film illegally, by the way, this picture illegally on a website that I will not name.
I rented it.
I just didn't feel like spending the $5.
I didn't mind it because I was like, you know what? It's Network. I'll spend the $5.
I'm part of the problem.
I went to the library today and they did not have it. So I was like, yeah, I'll spend the $5.
I started there. So my library and my gym are real close. So I was like, let me go to the library, see if it's there. Wasn't there. So I went to my gym, hopped on the elliptical, put the movie on my phone, and then realized all the TVs in front of me were on the Wi-Fi. My phone was on the Wi-Fi for some reason. So I was like, oh, let me connect it to the TV. They're all the same TV. I had no idea which one. I had it on a TV like 5 TVs away from me. And then I was like, well, I got to turn this off now. And then somebody came by who works at the gym and had to like reset the TV. And so I tried 2 or 3 TVs before I gave up. and just I'm looking down on the elliptical, watching it on my phone at 1.5 speed.
Well, it's a good thing Sidney Lumet is dead because if he's not, he would have killed himself after hearing that.
Look. A lot of movies you can't do at 1.5 speed. Network works at 1.5 speed because
No, I'm sorry.
everyone is.
I refuse to believe any movie works at 1.5 speed. It's
No,
bad.
it
It's
worked.
bad.
I'm telling you. No. So look, I've watched this twice. The first time I watched it, I was watching it at 1.5 speed. Look, it works at 1.5 speed because everything everyone says is so fucking batshit crazy, and they're like, well, I have a 0.22 rating with a 8. No, they talk about it's crazy. Like when Faye Dunaway is like going, like her and Peter Finch. I'm not Peter Finch. I'm sorry. Her and Max Shoemaker are getting ready to like make Whoopi, and she's just talking about work the entire time. It makes it so much funnier. They don't look, and they don't sound like Mickey Mouse. They don't sound like the Chipmunks at all. Like it just sounds like a normal person talking.
Oh.
Because everything is so sped up today.
No. You'll
I knew
never
you were going to be
convince me.
disappointed. I
You'll
thought
never
about
convince me.
not mentioning the 1.5 speed, but here we are.
I'm gonna send Christopher Nolan to your house with a gun.
It's just like me watching Dune Part 1 on my phone, and then Dune Part 2 I saw in IMAX in LA. And I've never seen Dune 1 on anything bigger than my phone.
It's just the Simpsons movie scene with the town, like, with all their torches and with the angry Springfield mob, but it's all like the Directors Guild of America. Right? Christopher
Look.
Nolan's in the front.
I even had my buddy, like I pulled Dune 1 up on my phone as Dune 2 came up, and I was like, hey, take a picture. There's a picture of me somewhere with me watching Dune 1 on my phone while Dune 2 is playing on IMAX in the background.
Why? Now you're pulling your phone out in a movie theater?
Look, it's my birthday. I can do whatever the fuck I want today.
It's not your birthday while we're recording.
Look, I'm imagining the conversation we're having now is happening on my birthday. Because by the time everyone's listening to it.
Just because this movie was written by a time traveler, you are not a time traveler.
I like to think I am. No, this is a great movie. This is a depressing movie.
It's depressing because it's
given the context of how it is today.
Yeah, it's depressing because it's right.
And we fucking deserve everything that's happening right now. We deserve it all.
I saw one. I almost chose this as my letterbox review, but somebody was like, I wonder what the Roy siblings think of this.
There were a bunch of people like there was a comparisons of Diana Christensen to what's the daughter from
Shiv?
Succession. Yeah, there were a lot of comparisons of her to Shiv. And I will say this is a very funny movie. Peter Finch gets on the nightly news like, hey, a week from today, I don't even know if we can say it. I'm going to shoot myself
live
on TV.
Yeah, on live TV because he's being let go because of bad ratings.
And everybody just eats it up. They're like, well, I would imagine that'd be the most watched telecast. They'd be like, yeah, we're gonna watch this man shoot himself.
It's the first everybody, they're like, we got to get him off the air. He's fired. Take him off. And then they're like, no. Then Faye Dunaway comes and like, when he said that, ratings went up. You put him back on the air right now.
You get that man back on the screen right now. And there's a moment where you think that Beale comes to his senses and he's like, I just had a bad night. Well, let's go back real quick because the movie starts with him and Max Schumacher, which is the head of news, right?
Yeah, the head of the news division.
So here's the other thing. This movie has a lot of like top brass from like the studio and like the conglomerate, like all these different people, and you're like, wait, who is it? Like it does that clever thing where like you have all these people up the top that have these roles that they fill, but you don't know exactly what people do. It's hilarious. It's spot on because you'll run into someone like, was that my boss or was that my boss? I don't know who that was. Who is this?
There's like
100%.
There's a gaggle of guys that Robert Duvall is always talking to. And I don't know what any of them do. I don't know what their roles are in this, but he's talking to them, and you're never sure who's ordering who around.
Yeah, because when you get into the what is it, the producer's booth or the producer's bay, like the folks sitting at the screens, like hitting the buttons, flip it, like you know what they do. You may not know their name, but you know what they do.
Yeah.
But then you get to these guys at the tables, and you're like, I've only seen you sitting at a fucking table. What the fuck do you do?
Like
What do you
there's
do?
Robert Duvall's like like saying like this, like he's like the network's not doing well, right? And so he's talking to these guys and he's saying like our network, our ratings are bad or whatever. It's like we're a television whorehouse essentially. And one guy goes, "Well, I am not gonna sit here and be the president of a whorehouse." And Robert Duvall's like, "You sit down." And like, hang on, isn't he your boss if he's the president? Like, who's doing what? Nobody knows.
And then it also does there's some really good shots early on where they're like outside of all the major studios. So like there's CBS, I think they do NBC, UBN. I think UBN's the made up one they all work at, right?
Yeah.
And they're just these like, you know, like these impressive, like you're an ant on the ground looking up at CBS, NBC, and you just feel really small. And so it opens with Max and Beale meeting up at the bar, getting drunk. I think Schumacher's like getting up to that age where he's like thinking about retiring and leaving. And he tells a story about going out to the Washington Bridge because there's a jump. Is there a jumper or there's somebody?
Yeah,
There's something.
yeah, it was like someone was jumping or there was like a place to jump. Something was happening involving jumping.
Or something was going on the water or something.
Yeah.
And he gets in a cab, tells the cabbie, "Hey, take me to the middle of Washington Bridge." And the cabbie looks back, "You have so much to live for. Don't do this." And it's a great fucking story. And it's honestly the most human thing anyone says in the movie. Like it's a human story. It's a human experience of these people, like, you know, having the context of like what it means to go to the middle of this bridge, and this cabbie being like, "No, don't do that. You have so much to live for." And I mean, it's one of the few human moments in the movie because everything else is just like numbers. We gotta get these ratings up. I need to like. I don't think they bring up sweeps, but like if this movie were made a few years later, they probably would have brought up sweeps.
Yeah, there'd probably be a whole subplot about sweeps week.
Hey, these sweep numbers. We need to get them up. But no, so yeah, Faye Dunaway's character, Diane Christensen, who's like the head of entertainment or the head of
She runs the entertainment
programming?
division.
And again, titles, like you're like, okay, what's your title? What do you do? First of all, her and Schumacher get together at one point,
Yeah.
which I love. I love because I think that's basically Schumacher is the human representation. Like he is the audience. Because he knows better. He knows he should not lie to her. He knows he should just go home, spend time with his wife and kid. He's getting ready to be a granddad. And he's like, "No, I'm going to go fuck Diana. I kind of like what she's doing." And you're like, "Oh, fuck, that's us." Because we watch this, like they feed the slop. We eat the slop. We know we shouldn't, but we still do it anyway. And I'm using, like you hear slop, you're like, "Oh, Nick's watching AI video." No, I'm talking like, slop, like they're fucking feeding us bullshit, human-made bullshit at this point.
You mean the news?
Yeah, they're feeding us the news. Hey, if it bleeds, it leads, baby. You want to hear about some shootings? Here we go.
Well, this whole movie is essentially Howard Beale is having a breakdown, a mental breakdown, and they're like, "Well, no. Why would we help him? It's good for ratings if he has a mental breakdown." Right? So there's your first angle, is that they're exploiting him for their own profit. And your other angle is that essentially the whole ploy here as to what gets ratings is Howard Beale is a very angry man, and he's getting everybody watching to project their anger to whatever he's complaining about.
And the funniest scene in the movie is, I forget if it's still news format or if it's like become like a late night format at this point. But when it's the I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Yeah, that's
Where
still
he's telling everyone
that's
to
still
yell
a
out the
news
window.
show. Yeah.
It's still a news show, and they're like, they're calling all the different cities. Like, hey, are people yelling out the windows? Are people yelling out the windows? And like watching it, even when I watched this the first time a while back, like it's comedic because like yeah, these people are mad and they're not going to take it anymore. But really, they are gonna keep taking it because
Yeah.
the extent of what they're gonna do is yell out the window and then
Yeah,
move on with their lives.
they're not gonna do anything. And on top of that, I don't think they really know what they're mad about. It's just they're just mad, right? They're mad
They're
about
just
something
mad.
and they don't know. And even he's like, "Yeah, things aren't great. The economy's not great and other things aren't great." But he's not nailing specifics. He's just
No.
they're all very vague statements about how things aren't great and you gotta get up and shout that you're mad as hell and you're not gonna take it anymore. But what are you really mad about? What are you not taking anymore? He doesn't offer anything. It's just like, yeah, be mad, and they're like, yeah, people are mad, and when people are mad, they watch.
When Fox News was founded in 1996, right? Like Fox News wasn't even a thing yet, and it perfectly captures the Fox News experience.
Yeah,
Your parent watch your parent, grandparent, whoever the fuck it is, whatever racist relative it is, watches Fox News. They hear about the fake daycares in Minnesota, and then they're mad as hell,
yeah.
and they're not going to take it anymore, and you're going to hear about it.
But it's not even. And look, Fox is the worst of the bunch, but it's not just Fox. It's all of them. It's all of them.
Yeah.
They all do
Yeah.
it. I have this conversation time because she's a crazy lady. And she watches too much news and she's afraid of the world. And I remember, like, she'll say things like, you shouldn't take the subway. People keep getting stabbed on the subway. I'm like, yeah, because you know what you never hear about on the news? Like, you hear about people getting stabbed on the way home on the subway. You know what you never hear on the news? You'll never turn on the news and hear 10,000 daily passengers make it home safe on the subway, more at 11.
Right. It bleeds, it leads. It
Yeah.
bleeds, it leads.
Yeah, right?
Well, it's just like my racist uncle who doesn't know how to brush his teeth. Like, I take a picture on Navy Pier in Chicago. First, and I posted on Facebook because this is still when people did that. And the first thing he says, like, "Oh, you're in Chicago. I hope you got your gun with you." First of all, I don't own a gun. Second of all, why the fuck do I need a gun on Navy Pier? Like, what the fuck? And let's not get into that. There was a shooting on Navy Pier like a few months later. Okay, but even let's say I was there on that day. What is me having a gun going to do?
It's like here, right? Like, so, like, statistically, crime is down in Toronto, but, like, all the people who don't live in Toronto think it's like a crime-ridden hellhole because that's all they hear about. So, like, "Oh, it's so dangerous in the city now, there's crime everywhere," but no, it's the safest there have been in 2025, there were less murder like, the least amount of, like, murders since, like, the '70s.
And I think statistically, it's down in a lot of cities here in
Yeah.
the States too.
But it's just like, but if you don't live there, what are you hearing on the news? Because you're scrolling your Facebook feed, or what are you hearing on these news channels? Murder in the city, like, yeah, because like they don't want you hearing about nice stories. They want you mad and scared. They want you because that's what keeps you tuning in.
It's the people who have no idea about anything, who just heard it on the tube, and then they turn around like, "Oh yeah, like that place is dangerous." And you're like, "No, stop it. Shut up. You've never like why would I take your advice on
Yeah,
Chicago like you've never stepped foot outside of your small town of no more than 3,000 people."
right. But they heard it on the news, and the reason they heard it on the news is because the news knows. Well, if we run this, people will be scared and frightened and angry, and by golly, that gets ratings.
Just like people recommending a certain comedy show
Yeah.
that they all say is funny and it's not. It's because it's the one they've all heard of.
And it's as soon as Howard, like, uses his rants and viewership to, like, actually tell a news story, like, "Hey, our company's being bought by a Saudi conglomerate. By the way, this movie's 50 years old."
This movie's 50 years old.
And there's a plot line involving a Saudi conglomerate buying an American fucking news company. Yeah, and he's saying this like, "Oh, contact the White House, tell them to stop this deal." As soon as he does that, the head of the company that owns this network is like, "You're gonna stop doing that."
Yeah, the first time he tells them to actually do something, the first like it's news minus the call to action. It's my and I'm very like on the fence about like the last week tonight. I love John Oliver, I love his stuff, but I do appreciate that like he has the call to action. He's like, here, so what can we do? What can we do? And he has that. Everything else is like, nope, be mad, tell people you're mad about it, but stop there. Don't do anything
Yeah,
else.
it's just
Don't
a
write
man.
anybody.
It's just a mentally ill man ranting and raving, and they call it news.
And yeah, oh man, this movie just bums me out because
Because that's what it is.
you like if one of these news stations like if their studio caught fire, they could just play one of these old moments, one of these old scenes from this old movie, and they'd be fine. They'd be like, all right, hey, mention the Saudi deal.
You could
Here you go.
you could release this movie like tomorrow and like advertise it as a brand new movie, and people would believe it.
Oh, I'm looking for a scene where Diane meets with one of the terrorists. Here it is. I can't quote this verbatim, so you'll just have to plug in some words. Like this movie's so crazy that like it just has characters saying exactly what the writer wants them to say, and it's perfect. It's perfect. This is after things have started to take off for the station. Diane's meeting with Laureen Hobbs. Diane says, "Hi, I'm Diana Christensen, a racist lackey of the imperialist ruling circles." And Laureen Hobbs says, "I'm Laureen Hobbs, a badass commie." And then Diana Christensen says, "Sounds like the basis of a firm friendship." And so, and the whole scene of that is earlier in the movie. There's, I think, a terrorist organization, or I forget exactly what the group is called,
Yeah,
but they rob a bank and they film the whole thing.
it's
And
some
Diane's
sort
like,
of
"Fucking,"
it.
he's
Yeah,
soaking. She's like, "This is amazing." I say soaking, and that sounds gross, but she is fucking drooling over this. She's like, "Oh my god, this is so hot. We have to get this on the news now. We have a full 8 minutes of the robbery. We have to play it."
yeah, it's some like liberation group.
Yeah, led by I forget the guy's name.
Um,
There's another.
is it Ahmed? Amin Khan? It's something Khan.
Hold on, I'll look it up. But he has like one line in the movie, and it's one of the fucking funniest lines in the. Yeah, the great Ahmed Khan. Let me see if I can find this quote real quick.
That's when they're filming in like the basement, right?
They're filming in the actually they're negotiating in the basement. There are all these suits hanging out with this group, and he's sitting there, and Laureen is arguing. I'll just read this whole scene. Laureen says, "Don't fuck with my distribution costs. I'm making a lousy $215 per segment, and I'm already deficiting 25 grand a week with Metro. I'm paying William Morris 10% off the top, and I'm giving this turkey 10 thou per segment. And another 5 to this fruitcake. And Helen, don't start no shit about a piece again. I'm paying Metro 20,000 for all foreign and Canadian distribution, and that's after recoupment. The Communist Party's not going to see a nickel in this goddamn show until we go into syndication." Again, this is a terrorist group negotiating with a network, and then they're arguing back and forth, and then Ahmed Khan like fires into the air, and he says, "Man, give her the fucking overhead clause. Let's go back to page 22, number 5, small a subsidiary rights." It's probably my favorite scene in the fucking movie. It's so good.
I mean, just the notion that just the notion of this like resistance like group, this liberation group is like, yeah, we'll have a TV show on this big cable network of our enemies.
Oh, the other thing this does is they're talking about their like because oh shit, I'm blanking again. Diana. So again, Diana's head of programming or whatever the fuck the title is, and they're talking about shows that they're airing. And there's a scene where I think someone that works under her is like, "Okay, well here are the pilots that we have that we're thinking about," and each one is the exact same thing with the exact same characters in a different setting.
I like the one scene when they're trying to the network wants to replace Howard Beale. And so Diana has to go to like watch audition tapes for like who could replace him. and she's watching this one guy, deliver this angry sermon. It's just like, this guy sucks. What happened to this? What happened? What about that other guy who was going to audition for us, who that other network wanted to be there, like angry guy? That is him.
And again, I think we had a moment last week where we popped off on executives. This movie pops off on executives.
Yeah.
It's really fucking good. It puts everybody in their fucking place. And I think there are a lot of executives running around old Hollywood right now that should watch this movie and really take it, really drink it in, because there's someone who's watching it. One of the 3-letter agencies that is watching it, and they completely missed the point. And they're like, "Wow, those guys all sort of suck, don't they?"
Sometimes it feels like the executives watched this and went, "That's a great idea. Let's do that."
Let's do that.
Because that's what they're doing.
Oh, the other Howard Beale quote that comes to mind is, "We'll tell you anything you want to hear. We lie like hell." I think that's in the middle, either in the middle of the Saudi deal or it's after. Again, this movie, I know I watched it at 1.5 speed, but it breezes through at any speed.
I like, there's a moment in his first on-air rant. Like after he comes back, he's like, "I'm sorry. I said I was gonna kill myself. I was going through a lot. So I just want the dignity." And then he starts ranting again. And he's going, "Life is bullshit. It's all bullshit. Everything we do is bullshit." And everybody's screaming like, "Get him off there, get him off there." And Max is like, "It's his last day. Let him say what he wants." And he gets a phone call. And he picks it up. You don't hear what's on the other end of the phone call. You just hear him respond. He goes, "Well, he's saying everything's bullshit, and it is. So what are you yelling about?" And he hangs up. It's great.
I do think Max is like the central. Again, he's the audience plant, but he's also like the central. He's the soul of the movie. He's the fucking, no one's fight. I'm blanking on the word. Let me just find the quote. So him and Diane have rendezvoused a few times towards the end of the movie. And so the last time they have sex, the whole time she's talking about ratings, she's talking about work. You can tell this woman has nothing else. There's nothing else going on in her life. I was watching it and I was thinking like, man, Schumacher's fucking Elon right now. He's fucking name a CEO. Name a CEO right now. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds right here. It's gonna be a quiet part. Name a CEO. Max Schumacher from Network is fucking that CEO. And I'm not one of those people that's like, hey, people listening to the podcast, fucking make a graphic of it and throw it up. We'll put it up. But hey, do that. Do that. Did you name a CEO? Okay. Hey, whatever CEO you named, make that and throw it. We'll throw it up. Do it. Fucking do it. But no, he basically tells her like he basically realizes that she's full of shit. She's no good for him. He needs to go back to his wife and embrace like actual human connection. And he fucking leaves. He's like, I'm good.
I mean, he tells her straight up, like, you don't know how to have emotions.
It's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of like generational stuff here because, Diana's of the new generation, Max is the previous generation. And I kind of feel Max in this because I see the shit that like these Gen Z motherfuckers are slinging right now. And I'm like, man, y'all are booty. Verticals? You're watching fucking verticals? We used to bully motherfuckers for watching their phones vertically. I'm going to stuff you in a fucking locker.
No, let's not get too ahead of ourselves and side with the boomers here.
What about Gen Z? Look, it's older millennials, and I'm an older millennial, but it's older millennials that are finally getting into places of power that are pushing the verticals. I know that it's not the Gen Z folks. It's just the stupid ass millennials listening to Gen Z, but also. To go on a sidebar here, the verticals are just preying on addiction. Like it's just addiction. It's basically Candy Crush. Remember when all those mobile games you played years ago, you would play the game and it would like give you like 5 ads and you'd have to like wait to click out. That's what they're doing because you don't get the full story. You're watching 5 quick verticals and then you got to pay for the 6. Kids, it's addiction. It's cigarettes. Say no.
Yeah, but that's all media,
That's all. It is all media
right?
because I mean it's what the news has been doing for years.
What are
Again, it
people
bleeds, it leads,
what are people addicted to? Let's do that.
and then you end on a good note to leave that like at the local zoo, the local elephant at the zoo gave birth to babies. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that fucking baby elephant. All right, come back tomorrow, you sad bitch. There's some hope in the world. Come back. Maybe we'll find some more. Dead bodies, dead bodies, dead bodies.
Diane Christensen would have done verticals in a heartbeat.
She would have been there. She would have been
She would have been on the
as soon
cutting
yeah,
edge of verticals. She would have been like, this is look at these metrics. Verticals, baby.
I do love that modern media is fighting over crumbs of what's left of people who watch TV. Just they're fighting for little crumbs. Little crumbs. It's so sad.
During Ned Beatty or Beatty, I've heard it both ways. Because he plays like the big CEO, like the actual CEO of this company.
Is he the bald fucker?
No. He's you know, the fuck. You know the scene in the big room with the big table?
Yes, yes. Mr. Beale.
Yeah, that guy. Um,
Good scene.
it's
My
a good
favorite
s
scene in
it's a good
second
scene.
favorite scene in the movie.
It's a good scene. And I love that scene too, because like he's doing these he's going on this big epic rant and these with these big grand gestures, and you're like, is he actually doing that? Or is Howard Beale is that just how Howard is looking at him? Because Howard is not well. Howard is walked into this meeting by Robert Duvall in like a semi catatonic state. Like he's walking him up the steps of this building. And he resembles like an old dementia patient. He's like looking around like
Well, and just shooting it in a valley, to make Beatty feel very small and far away. It's really fucking clever to show you where he fucking, or I'm sorry, Beale, to show Beale like just he's towering before this giant.
yeah.
It's great.
But during that speech, Ned Beatty is like, you know, it's all, you know, I don't know the exact quote. Maybe you'll pull it up. He's like, yeah, all the, you know, it's Exxon and AT&T, and he just names like all these companies, and that's all it is. That's all it's ever been.
I'm gonna pull it up right now, and I'm gonna put my hands in the air.
Anyway, this movie is 50 years old.
This movie is 50. Oh my god, this is a long fucking quote, but I'll here, let me find the exact part. This is like
Just read the
20
Exxon
lines,
quote.
but here we go.
Just read the Exxon quote.
Here we go. There is no democracy. There's only IBM, ITT, and AT&T, and DuPont, and Doe, Union Carbide, and Exxon. Those are the nations of the world today. What do you think the Russians talk about in their councils of state? Karl Marx?
Fucking great. This movie came out 50 years ago.
This movie came out 50 years ago.
It was probably written 51 years ago.
Oh man, did this writer write anything else? Like,
Yeah.
because you honestly, she could have just
He,
Patty Chevesky. Oh, I'm sorry, Patty was a man. I'm sorry, Patty.
I believe he was a very prolific writer.
That's not your mother, Basil. That's a man. Prolific. Well, he passes the smell test, which I forgot to do.
Oh. Well, you did it now.
Oh boy. Yeah, he passes the smell test. Man, he had a long career. This honestly might have been the filmography. Here we go. Network was like his second to last movie.
Oh.
The True Glory, As Young as You Feel, Marty, The Catered Affair, The Bachelor Party, The Goddess, Middle of the Night, The Americanization of Emily, Paint Your Wagon, The Hospital, Network, Altered States, I like to think the Americanization of Emily is the sequel to Emily in Paris.
He won 3 Academy Awards
Good for him.
as a solo screenwriter.
Couldn't be me because
Well, you're not
they
a
don't give.
you're not a nepo baby. You need to be a nepo baby these days.
I was born on the wrong side of the tracks, which were on the other side of some other tracks as well. So I was born on the wrong side of too many tracks. Oof. Losing my voice from doing my Paul Beatty. Do you have anything negative to say about this movie?
I don't think I do.
It's a good ass movie. It's a movie ass movie.
In the
It's a
words of
movie.
our favorite film critic, do we call him a critic? Analyst? Film analyst, Harry Styles. It feels like a movie. You know? It's a movie and it really feels like a movie. Like you're watching it and you go, that's a movie.
And it's funny because it feels like a movie, and Howard Beale is assassinated by the most caricature ass assassins that these executives could think of.
I love
Like
it
these are
because I love this too. He, Ned Beatty tells him, he finally starts like using his rage for an actual cause and to tell actual news. And then Ned Beatty's like, you can't do that. That's against the interests of our corporation and and the money we're gonna make with this Saudi deal. So you gotta stop that. And you're just gonna like talk about like this crap instead. Like you're just gonna talk about things that are in our corporate interests. And then ratings start to go down. So they're like, well, we gotta kill this guy. It's the only way to get rid of him. Because, if we keep him, ratings go down. If we get rid of him, ratings go down. So we got to kill him, and that'll bump up ratings for this other show because it'll be a great lead in. So they're like,
Do you think
okay,
CBS had a similar conversation about Colbert?
I wouldn't put it past them. And so yeah, so they have, what's his name? Ahmed Khan?
Yeah, is he one of the assassins?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love that they're like, okay, like here's what folks are expecting an assassin to look like. And I mean, Ahmed was already a caricature. So
Yeah.
there's like they put him in the audience. But they're also like, well, we need this audience to be really beautiful. This needs to be a great looking audience.
Yeah, but
And I love that as they're discussing it, they're talking about all the other like characters on this show, like because they have the fortune teller, they have the gossip. What was the other one? Like the war journalist or whatever. The wartime, like he was like a colonel, or I forget what he was.
yeah.
But they're like, well, his ratings are at this. They're like, well, we could spin them all off and they'd be fine. We just need to get rid of Beale.
Yeah, and so yeah, so they have Khan and another guy, just a nerdy looking white guy, walk in there. They're in the audience. Howard Beale comes on stage, and they get up and they shoot him dead.
I'm surprised how quick that happens too, because you expect I've seen this before and I was like, oh, he gets one more thing and then they kill him. No, they kill him before he even says anything.
He doesn't get a word. He's just like, and here's your host, the angry prophet of the airwaves, Howard Beale, and he walks on stage, and boom, a bullet to the head and a couple more to the gut. He falls down, and there's a quick shot of you can see the cameraman of his show going in for the close up of his dead body. It's so good.
Again, I will reiterate, the movie was made 50 years ago.
Yeah. And even the credits of this movie are just like like they just have the close up shot of his dead body in the corner as the credits play.
Yeah, because they've got the 4 TVs going, and like between the coverage of his death, you have ads, and it's just great because it's
Yeah.
like, yep,
You have the
yep.
4 TVs.
You hear the most morbid shit, and then someone's like, buy a Kit Kat bar, you bitch.
Yeah, because the movie starts with the 4 TV screens of like the different news and broadcasts, right? Like you got Howard Beale in one corner, and then you got Walter Cronkite in like one corner and like 2 other guys. And so it ends with the same kind of 4 thing, but in one corner you got Howard Beale's dead body. In another one, there's the guy saying Howard Beale shot by assassins, and then in the other 2, it's advertisements.
Again, this movie bums me out. Is it spot on? The only thing they could have changed is that Beale gets shot in the neck. The only thing they could have changed.
Well, he would have if they asked him about gun violence.
True. And then rat-tat-tat-tat-tat, dead.
Yeah.
I gave this 4 stars on Letterboxd, but now the more I'm thinking about it, I think it's a 5-star movie.
I give it a 4.5, and I agree. It's 5. It's
It's
5.
5.
It's 5
What-
star.
Who the fuck? What pretentious bitch am I that I give it 4 stars? The fuck?
I don't know. I gave it 4.5 because I was watching it and I wasn't completely sold on the romance. Because I know there's one scene where Max was like, "I love you," and I was like, "What? Do you? I haven't seen that." But that's so nitpicky.
I don't know. I was watching it, and he said, "I love you." I was like, "Yeah, that's me. That's me scrolling my social media. Like, I love it, I love it, I love it." But really, I don't. So I was like, "Yeah, I get it." I related to Max in that moment.
Yeah, it's 5.
5
It's
star.
It's 5-star movie. What is it as a dad movie though?
I think dads are into Faye.
Yeah,
Dads like Faye. Dads like the news. Dads love the news.
they love them. I do. Dads love a good satire.
They do. They
They
like
do.
RoboCop. They like Mad Max.
Yeah, I think. What else do they like? This might be 100%. Is this 100%?
I think it's 100%.
Dads love a movie. You know what? There's a lot of people in this. There's at least a couple. There's at least one person in this who's good at their job. Dads love a movie where someone's good at their job.
Dads love business. Dads are all about business. They're like, yeah, that's sensible. Yeah, those numbers sound right.
I think dads love a good rousing speech, and this movie is full of rousing speeches.
Dads like a good lamp, and there's a whole valley of lamps.
Oh, those are good lamps. Those are the good kinds of lamps too.
Makes you want to go to a library.
Those are like those old
Reminds me-
school lamps that like every private detective had on his desk.
All those lamps made me want to rewatch All the President's Men for a 4th time this year.
We've seen it 4 times already. 2026, you've seen it 4 times already.
Oh, never mind. For the first time this year.
Yeah. By the way, it's 2026-7.
Me getting older means I don't like that.
I love it because if
Ugh.
I do that, and people who hate that meme will hate it, but because I'm old, the people who like that meme will also hate it.
My kid did it, and I was like, that's funny. Like, I was just like, it's so dumb. Just whatever. Let the kids have what they want. Except for verticals. Don't let the kids have verticals.
Hey, look, when I was a kid, we were laughing at the number 25
Why?
because you know what's funnier than 24? 25. It's from
I hate
SpongeBob.
you.
It's from SpongeBob.
I know it's from. I know what it's from. My wife took my oldest to go see the new SpongeBob movie. Wasn't good. She said it wasn't good.
The first one is a masterpiece.
Yeah, very good movie. You did it on the wheel.
I learned the other day that in the year 2067, I will be 69 years old. So I am the chosen one.
What year was that again?
26-7.
You're not even doing isn't it supposed to be this?
I don't know. I'm old.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Do you have let's you're disappointing me, but not more
Oh, you know what it is?
than the
I saw.
IMDb.
You know what it is? I saw a video of these kids at like Universal Studios go up to the Grinch and do the 6-7 thing, and he responded going 8-9. And so I'm doing
is
this.
very-
I'm doing this motion because I'm picturing the Grinch.
It's a very Grinch thing to do. I like him even more for that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Speaking of Grinches, let's get into our IMDb goofballs. These are people that watch movies and then find something very pedantic to complain about or say that the movie got wrong when they could have just kept it to themselves. And just so we're all on the same
Yeah.
page, these are all written by Neil deGrasse Tyson.
every single time, and every single time I read them, and I get mad as hell.
I've got one right here. The analog channel 3 was not assigned to Los Angeles. The nearest city where it was assigned was Santa Barbara, California, some 90 miles away. Channel nerds.
Channel nerds. It's just terrible. Fuck off, channel nerds.
Fuck off, Neil.
Yeah. All right. This one is quite egregious. In the aftermath of Beale's assassination, one of the news outlets describes him as dying in a hail of automatic rifle fire. However, neither of the assassins uses an automatic rifle. Yeah, man. Did you miss the whole point of the movie?
Did you miss the yellow journalism and the sensationalness of everything, man? Like they're gonna say what they need to say, man.
Fuck you, Neil. We don't like you.
Movie was made. Neil, fuck you. This movie was made 50 years ago.
Yeah. 50 years ago. Told the future. So,
Fucking 50. You have a dad joke?
I think we should just count my previous Charlie Kirk comments as my dad joke.
I don't, because I watched the movie at 1.5 speed to save time so I could write a dad joke and then forgot to.
So,
Sorry.
Sidney Lumet is rising from the grave to kill himself.
Wheel time. We're spinning the wheel, right? It's wheel. Let's wheel it up.
Let's pull up this wheel. What a
Let's
wheel,
wheel
baby.
and deal.
We're wheeling, we're dealing. All right.
Now I can't see this, but do you have a movie you want to see right now? I've got my pick. I would go with Spotlight since I just watched it.
Well, for that reason, I hope it's not Spotlight.
I'll watch it again. Spotlight's right up there with all the President's Men.
I don't know. There's a couple of these that oh, by the way, I was going to mention this later, but this is a good segue. If you're on Letterboxd, we now have the Stand and Watch Letterboxd Challenge for the year. So feel free to go fill that out. There will be a link in the description. You fill out your own list. I have my list. You fill out your own list based on we have 52 dad movie categories that you can watch at your leisure. You just pick movies that fit the categories and watch all of them by the end of the year. And I have a couple of them in my Stand and Watch challenge list that are on this wheel, so I wouldn't mind any of those.
You might have to explain to me how to do this later on, because I get it, but also I'm like, I think I get it.
Well, there's
So
52.
you pick a movie that you think would fit that category, right?
Yeah, so there's 52 categories. So one of the categories is Matt Damon needs to get home. So what you would do is you would pick a movie that you think fits that category of Matt Damon needs to get home, and you would add it to your list, right? As like number
So
5,
are there-
right?
So can you double dip and count a movie twice?
If you want to, you could. But ideally, it would be 52 movies,
Okay. All right.
right? So,
I'm gonna win.
right? Like, for example, like my Matt Damon needs to get home movie is The Odyssey. But I know somebody who filled it out, and their Matt Damon needs to get home movie is The Martian.
I mean, The Odyssey. I mean, is it really? I mean, the armor is not very of the time.
To quote Ridley Scott, "Were you there? No? Then shut the fuck up."
I will fill mine out. The next time you see me, I will have this filled out.
Yeah.
And maybe we could talk about it at the top of the episode.
So I wouldn't mind any of those. Or Tropic Thunder, because it's never a bad time to watch Tropic Thunder.
Always a good time. That's on the wheel, right?
Yeah, why would I bring it up otherwise?
Maybe you just had like a poster up that I can't see.
No, but you asked me which one of these I would like the wheel to land on.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, all right, that's right. Well, we segued into the dad movie challenge.
Well, okay, I'm going to spin this wheel, and I hope it's not
Spin that
Spotlight,
wheel. Spin that
just to
wheel.
spite you.
That was, I mean, I had weird movie posters. I had a A-Team poster from that 2010s movie.
Oh, baby, double feature.
Already? No, which one is it?
Heat in the Town.
Okay, all right. The Heat and the Town. You mentioned, well, Damon's not in either of those, is he?
No, Affleck is
No,
in
he's
the
not.
town.
All right, I'm here for it. Hey, you
Right.
know what? We get these double features out of the way early. That's what we do.
Well, we got the first double feature. That means we're not gonna get the next one for a while. What if we got them both in a row?
That'd be awesome. That'd be sweet. Just get them both out of the way, and then it's just chop,
Just
chop, chop,
smooth
chop,
sailing.
chop.
Yeah. Well,
If we
Heat
get
in the
that other one,
Town.
we gotta hit up Amanda. We gotta hit up Amanda if we get that other one.
Yes, for Roadhouse. Yeah. So if you again feel
And
free
Sex
to
Drive.
fucking sex.
Don't forget it.
I will always forget it. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you wanna watch along with us, you gotta watch 2 movies this week. But if I might say so myself, those are 2 bangers.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. I don't think I've ever seen The Town all the way through.
Really?
I've only seen like the last 20 minutes of The Town.
Oh, it's got the juice.
Let me see. Hold on. I've been really bad about doing this as of late, but let me see if these are streaming anywhere so
Oh
I can
yeah,
talk to you folks.
I should do
So,
that too.
The Town is on HBO Max here in the States. And then Heat is on Plex. It's also apparently on Hulu.
Really, Heat isn't streaming anywhere. Let's see if it's streaming
Looks like
anywhere
it's
in Canada, God's country, and it is on Netflix.
there you go.
Get your VPNs out, America, and use Netflix Canada. You can watch Heat. The Town. I own both of these on Blu-ray, so I won't need to stream them. But that's just because I am a proper movie watcher.
Look, if I can't find them,
Let's see. Ooh, The Town
I
is
will.
on Prime and Paramount Plus in Canada.
Well, you guys. Well, look at you guys. Ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
yeah.
ooh.
Go Canada.
Look, I check my library, and if my library doesn't work out, I'll sometimes rent them. Sometimes I'll find a free illegal site. And you know what? I'll screen mirror it sometimes up to my TV, not at the gym. So there we go.
Well, that's it for the show. That's it for the show,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, that's it for the show.
we got.
Yeah. So like and subscribe because this is a video now on YouTube. If you're listening to the audio version, good for you. Listen to a podcast the way it was meant to be consumed.
Yeah, asshole. I have to do my makeup for the video watchers. Fucking assholes.
I have to make sure my hair looks good all the time now. But yeah.
I can't repeat outfits. I can't repeat outfits, you fuckers.
So if you're listening to this, just know that we like you a little bit more than the video viewers. And so please make sure you're subscribed on whatever podcast platform you use, and make sure you leave a review. We don't care what it is, good, bad, just tell the truth. But yeah, tell your friends, tell your family, and whatever you do, don't tell your mother.